Hey y'all, welcome to the Crafty Cove, or welcome back if you are returning. My name's Missy, and here we like to do farmhouse decor on a Dollar Tree budget. It has been a while since I have posted a video. I've been so busy with life, but you can see from this video right here that it is a snowy morning in Kentucky. I was not able to get out to go to work today, and so I decided I wanted to do a few DIYs for my home. Since Christmas is over, I want to get some everyday decor out. And I thought, you know what? Since I'm going to go ahead and make some DIYs, let's just go ahead and record it and get a new video out there. So I hope you all enjoy these. I'm nice and warm in my little house. And we're going to get right into DIY number one. So first of all, I bought nothing new for these DIYs. This is all out of my stash. And here's one of those like faux envelopes from the Dollar Tree. I believe it was from last year at Valentine's Day. Yes, I am a craft hoarder, so you may see things you haven't seen in a couple years at the Dollar Tree. But I'm going to pull off that front pouch there and take off the string. And I'm using this self-stick wallpaper that I bought from Amazon. You could use anything here, scrapbook paper, anything. But this is what I wanted to use for the back of it. So I'm just going to trace that out and go ahead and cut it out. And then I'm just going to take it apart. It's a little bit ripped right there, but that's okay because you are not going to see that piece at all. We're just going to put it right on the back part of the envelope here. Next, I'm going to just use my craft knife and get any excess off. Then I'm going to take the front part of this faux envelope and we're going to cover it with some scrapbook paper. So I found this scrapbook paper that has little sayings for like home, like stay a while, home sweet home, things like that, and I loved that. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. I'm thinking I'm going to use this as like a place to put my mail. So you'll see how I do that later because these are usually like there's not enough room to put anything down in this. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put some Mod Podge on here and stick our scrapbook paper right to it, and I just get it all lined up the way I want to. And this is like a 3-piece project because after I did this big one, I decided I wanted to do something else to go with it. So you'll see that in a minute. But then I'm just going to go ahead and Mod Podge over the front of this because like I said, I may use this for my mail, and if I do, that means it's going to go by my back door, and so you could just drop the mail off in it when you come in. And if you're coming in from outside, you could be wet or have something on your hands, and I just want to make sure that it is protected. Now, here is how I'm going to make it kind of have the little free space in the middle where we could put our mail. I'm just going to use some tumbling tower blocks from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to line this all around the edges at the bottom here. That way there is a space to put my mail down in there if that is what I use it for. And I'm not putting like mail or anything on it because it could be used for just flowers or things with the rest of the pieces that's going to go with this. Now I'm going to take one of these 2024 calendars, take 3 more tumbling tower blocks, glue those together side by side. I'm going to paint the edges of these, and not the front or the back, just the edges. And then I'm going to Mod Podge on that. Oh, and sorry, while I had the paint out, I decided to go ahead and paint the edges of these tumbling tower blocks as well, just in case you could see them from the side. Now I'm going to Mod Podge that little piece of calendar right onto the front of these blocks here. And then I also go ahead and Mod Podge the top of that for the same exact reason I did before. I didn't have to do that, Mod Podge the wallpaper, because it's vinyl, so it would clean off anyway. Now we're just going to glue the front of the envelope right to the back of the envelope. Glue that right there in the center of the front part. And now here's the second part of this. I found these 2 smaller envelopes from the Dollar Tree that I had from fall, either last year or this year, I don't remember. And I'm going to kind of make this a set. So I'm going to take off the beads, but I'm going to save those. I'm just going to change them out a little bit. So I'm going to use buffalo check vinyl for this. Y'all know me. I'm a buffalo check girl. I'm a farmhouse girl. It's been 6 months since I've been on YouTube. I have not even watched a video on YouTube. So I don't even know what everyone's into right now. But I thought, I know I have my die-hard farmhouse people who would like to see these. So that's why I'm going ahead and doing it. Not even knowing what everyone else is doing. But I'm going to cover the insides of those two envelopes with the buffalo check. Again, farmhouse girl, love my buffalo check. And I have a lot of people, before I stopped making videos, tell me, oh, buffalo check is so out, nobody likes that anymore. But that's what I decorate with, so that's what I'm going to use when I make DIYs for my home. So anyway, we're just going to get those secured right into those. Again, using another calendar, using two more of the little pieces on the back. One is a pig, one is a goat. And I cut those down to the sizes that I need. Again, gluing three tumbling tower blocks side by side. I do this twice because I need two of these. And then we're going to go ahead and paint around the edges of these also, not worrying about the top or the bottom. And then we are just going to glue these. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to Mod Podge my little calendar pieces on these. Again, Mod Podging the front too. I'm not sure if I show you all that, but I do Mod Podge the front because these are just basically paper, and I cut off any excess that needs to be cut off. But then I went ahead and took the same twine that was on these that I took off, put it back through, and now I'm just changing the beads out. They were fall colors, and on these two smaller envelopes, I'm having a time here. On these two smaller envelopes, I'm just going to put one white bead, one black bead, and one white bead again, and then tie them off. And I do that on both of the smaller envelopes because I want those two to match. I also want to tie in my bigger envelope to these, so I'll show you how I do that in just a minute. But first, we're going to go ahead and glue on these tumbling tower block calendar pieces right to the front, just like we did on the bigger one. And now to tie these kind of in all together, when I put the beads on this bigger one, I use one black and white check, one white, and another black and white check just to tie them all in together. And this is how they turn out. I love them. So here we are at DIY number 2. These are some Hol Books that I got at a place called Mighty Dollar here where I live. You can also get these at Michael's, Joann's, and at the Hobby Lobby. I've seen them. And so the first thing I'm going to do with these is all around the edges, like where the pages would be, I'm going to use this ivory color and paint all 3 of them where the pages of the book would be. Not worried about the front, back, or the spine. After we get all 3 of those done and they dry, we're going to paint the back of all of the books with some black chalk paint. I only worry about the back because we're going to do something totally different with the front than paint. Not totally different from what I do because I use scrapbook paper a lot. But anyway, so go ahead and paint all 3 of these, and I go ahead and paint like the inside edges where the book would open. I'm only going to show you how I do this to one book so you don't have to watch all 3 being done. I'm cutting out a piece of scrapbook paper. I'm using 3 different types of paper, all of them that I think coordinate together. And I'm on each book, I'm going on the front, I'm going to go ahead and glue on or Mod Podge on some scrapbook paper. Again, 3 totally different designs, and you'll see that as we go on. I'm going to cut it down to the size that it actually needs to be. And then I'm going to use a coordinating fabric, or I think they coordinate, for the spine. And you'll see that in just a second. I'm just making sure I get all of this as straight and as even as I possibly can. And then for this book, I decided this is a piece just like the bigger envelope. And now for that material, the spine, I'm actually going to do some buffalo check. So you can kind of see I'm kind of making all of them tie in together and be more like a set. So I just stick my buffalo check vinyl on there. I do use a little bit of hot glue just to make sure that it's going to stay. And it looks really wrinkly on camera, but I promise you it is not wrinkly. I get all of that, or most of that, smoothed out. And then I'm just going to cut off the excess. I do the same exact thing on all 3 books, just with coordinating fabric or coordinating scrapbook paper. I do glue them shut because I'm not going to need the insides. But you'll see what I mean here in a minute when I show you them all, how they're all done the exact same way, just different papers. Then I take another one of those calendars, cut out 3 pieces that I like off the back, the smaller pieces, like the little thumbnails or whatever you would call them. I put them right in the center of each book. And I did a Home Sweet Home, the cow one, and a cock-a-doodle-doo chicken one. So I just decide which ones I want them on, use a little bit of hot glue, get them glued. I get them all pretty even so when they're standing up, they all do look like a set. So I go ahead and get all of those on there. And then I decide I want to decorate up the fronts a little bit just in case I don't want to stack them, if I want to put them in different parts of my house. So for the buffalo check one, I use a cotton pod that I got from Hobby Lobby. And then these little pieces here are just pieces of an old wreath that I had that tore up. So I kept it and I just picked the pieces off when I need some greenery. That's a really good tip if you have something or old flower arrangements. Save those because you can take them off, cut them down, and use them for other craft projects. This one I just used a black and white checked bow and stuck that on there, and on more of the little greenery. And on the last one, I just put a couple sprigs of greenery on the actual spine of the book. I think these turned out super, super cute. You can stack them if you want. You can put them in different parts of your house. You can lay them on their sides. You can have them upright. But y'all let me know in the comments below what you think and if you like this look. I think it's super adorable. Okay, we're on to DIY number 3, which is our final DIY and my favorite. I'm taking an 11 by 14 canvas that I got from, I want to say, Michael's. And I've had this in my stash for about 2 years because I bought it in Virginia when I was on the road with my husband. I'm just painting the entire canvas with one coat of black chalkboard paint and all around the edges of the canvas as well. Next, I'm taking another piece of this calendar. I love this picture, and y'all, I don't know if you've looked at cow pictures lately, but they are expensive. So I'm going to make my own. So I'm taking the farm life picture, and all I'm going to do is Mod Podge it to my canvas. Now, I get a few little bubbles in them. Yeah, way too much Mod Podge. If you guys have been here long, you know that's not uncommon for me. I forget what I was saying. Yeah. Anyway, I am just Mod Podging this down. And, I was telling you about little wrinkles in it. It does get a few little wrinkles in it. But even when you see the final reveal picture, I don't think that you can even tell there are wrinkles. But if anyone has any advice for me about Mod Podge, please let me know, because I'm always getting creases and wrinkles and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I have no clue. But anyway, I like how it turned out, so it's truly no big deal. After I get all that on there, I want to fancy it up just a little bit, and I'm going to put another cotton pod, and I'm going to fill in around the cotton pod with more of this greenery from that old wreath that I had. I go around it once, and I decided I want it even a little more full around there, so then I go around it again with even more all around the edges. I'm just kind of gluing it down underneath the cotton pod. You all can see what I'm doing here. But like I said, pictures like this are expensive. And I want a really big one for my living room, but I'm a daycare teacher. I do not make a lot of money, and they're expensive. I am watching Hobby Lobby for 50% off, so hopefully I'll find one. But anyway, I just decided I wanted at least a small one. It's not really small, but you know what I mean. so that I could at least have the picture in my living room that I wanted. So, and this was the perfect piece. So anyway, here we are with this picture, the final reveal of it. Y'all, I don't even think you could tell there's a wrinkle or a crease in it. Or at least I can't, so I'm not worried about it. But here is a final reveal of all of our projects today. Again, I've been off YouTube a while. I cannot promise when my next video will be. I'm going to try and get better at it now that I am getting used to my schedule at work. And I'm with 2-year-olds all day, y'all. So sometimes I just want to come home and I don't want to do anything but sit on my couch and watch TV unless it's a church night. And then as soon as I get home, I go to bed. So, but I will try to get more videos out. But I want to tell all of you who have stuck around and who have even watched my older videos since I've been gone, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love y'all, and it means more to me than you will ever know. I appreciate y'all so much. But since I was going to go ahead and make some things for home, I thought, you know what? Let's just film it. Let's throw it out there. I may not get many views, but I did it because I love it, and I needed some things to do my everyday decor, to get rid of the Christmas, and y'all know I'm a farmhouse girl at heart. So, I hope this wasn't too much jabbering for y'all, and y'all keep watching my community page. I will be back, I promise. Thanks so much for watching. Y'all come back now. You hear?